Um, maybe I said something was monster. It might be a monster, but I don't know that. So sometimes definitely yes. So we had to put this episode out. I don't know that this will be the top of the YouTube monetization thing. I don't really think that's the case. But the episode when we started it, we had no idea where it was going to go. We didn't know it was going to go to the place it was going to go. And I kind of had enough different, prevailing sentiments that are bouncing around Los Angeles and Hollywood, the larger, media landscape. And I had sat for a week of watching every celebrity go out and tell everyone to vote. And I just found what an unhealthy place that we have to, what an unhealthy country going to tell you to vote. We're going to tell you to vote. The guy, little Nicky is going to tell everyone to vote. I mean, it's just, to me, I share it all in the episode. I'm not trying to ruin what has been called a very good episode that will potentially anger a few people. And it's not meant to. It's meant to maybe open the dialogue. I've had people now. Dialogue does not seem to be the direction most things are going. But I think this is as strong as an episode as I've done in terms of kind of the things that I believe and communicating them in a way that I find to be funny or maybe a bit crazy. And I'm not attacking anybody. I'm attacking ideas and things that I think are wrong and only making the people that I talk about on this episode or the sentiments that they express, I feel will only strengthen the things that they really hate, like Donald Trump. And so, ironically, you could maybe say, I'm trying to help them. Okay? You could say that. I'm trying to help. Now, is that going to be the first word that comes to mind when the episode starts? But, having slept on it for a few days, I tend to believe that I am trying to help. That's all. And that's where we're at with this. I don't think it's a big deal that there's no video. I love audio. I'm an audio boy. You know what I look like. I'm not selling that. Okay? If you need, go get a potato and put a Marlboro Light in its mouth and watch that and then press play on your phone. If you need to truly experience the visual. Whether I listen to Stern, whatever I was listening to, Limbaugh, any of those guys when I was growing up, it was always driving around in a car. Now, some of you guys are listening in other places, but I know that you love video. We do video all the time. In this particular instance, I think we had to just release this episode. I thought it would be almost cowardly to not release it, and people told me this is really good. It hits the nail on the head, and it hits the nail on the head for a bunch of things. I smashed the cute people, I smashed, other people, and again, I'm not infallible. I shouldn't even have to say that. I've said and done things that I'm not stupid that made me look like I've spoken out about things where I didn't have the information and facts. I've been wrong. I'll be wrong again. None of this is I'm not the funniest person in the world. I'm not a better comedian than anybody necessarily I disagree with. I am. But the reality is, what I do believe is I'm part of a small group of people that is willing to talk and say things that they believe in. I'm truly not afraid that my fan base will desert me as long as I'm funny and that I make sense. And there's not that many people left. There's a lot of terrified people cowering in corners, trying to get fed crumbs by this business and this industry. That is a horrible way to live. It is not, that financially rewarding. In some cases, it certainly is, But I don't give a fuck. It's more important to me to just put out something that I like, that makes me laugh, or that, interests me. And the episode goes in a bunch of different directions, but I really settle into... and what did you, while we recorded it, what were your feelings? It was, by the way, you're on the hook for everything I say.
No, I know. I'm
so hook for everything I say.
It was the craziest hour I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, just so wild.
Well, what are you going to do? It's, you gotta just sometimes put things out. And it might mean that you are not going to be friends with people you're already not friends with, and that's okay. And it might mean there might be a respectful dialogue that happens between groups of people. I don't like ruining people's lives. I don't like when you go after people's money. I think that's dirty. I think it's scummy. I don't like when you try to destroy somebody's life or assassinate their character based on a clip of something like that, or based on your general feeling about them. I don't like that. That doesn't sit well with me. I don't think that's a healthy impulse to have as a human being. I disagree with people. I think people are wrong. And I would never want to deny any of those people the right to speak or to living or anything. So I don't want to build this up too much, but I mean, we're just going to put this episode out. And it will be well received to a degree. And everybody's going to love it. It's certainly not for everybody, right? I mean, it's a specific show that we do here, but I didn't know how wound up I was going to get, how charged up I was going to get, but I just hit the wall. I really just hit the wall, and I had to say something. And you can call me old right or Trump guy. We actually vote for Trump. I don't think Trump's doing a good job. I don't think that's controversial either. I think people like Ann Coulter, who literally wrote the book that says "In Trump We Trust," no longer trust him. Okay, that's should say something. But I also am not afraid. You can call me whatever you want. You can, all these comedians that like behind the scenes or whatever, like say this and that about me, or it's fine. And respect to everybody who feels however you want to feel. But the fact of the matter is, I think you are really strengthening authoritarian unknowingly.
Where the fuck was he?
He knows not what he does or she or not what she does. I think people don't know what they're doing. I think when you're encouraging violence, what happened to Breonna Taylor was fucking horrific. And not one human being is trying to believe otherwise. Some of them do. Those people are absolute, zeros. You can't include them in the conversation. Anybody that excuses what happened to George Floyd can't be included in the conversation. Doesn't mean they don't have the right to speak. It means they shouldn't be taken seriously by human beings who want to live in a society. Okay?
Oh, fuck.
Okay? But the minute you co-sign violence against innocent people, and the destruction of private property that innocent people own, and the minute you condone chaos, and you say that that should rule the day, you are opening up the gates of hell, which is the title of this episode. Giannis Pappas, a great comedian out of New York City, one half of the history of Hyena, said something on the phone with me the other day. Me and Giannis spent 7 or 8 hours on the phone every day talking about the fall of civilization. It's very healthy. And when he said something, he said, we need to close the gates of hell. And it made me laugh. And I think he's right. And that doesn't mean that, there's not a lot of hell with what the cops are doing. Because a lot of what the cops are doing is that absolutely has to stop. There should never be a no-knock warrant issued in this country ever again. I mean, there should not. I mean, Derek Chauvin doesn't go to trial. I'm calling for his murder. I'm calling for Massadov to kill him. So he doesn't go to trial, maybe because I think the law is not, he might get off. I'm saying get him. What's more progressive than that? But I don't understand why you're going into a restaurant and screaming in people's faces and attacking them. You create this binary of there's Joe Biden and a lot of them, not a lot of them percentage-wise, but in terms of what the media is showing you, are doing those things. And then on the other side of the equation, you have Donald Trump, who said more over and by the way, I don't think you want voters walking into a voting booth with that binary equation in their minds. I tweeted the other day. I said, if this is the strategy, maybe Trump should win. But what I mean by that, you look at the words there, it's like the strategy. If that's what you think is going to win, then Trump should win. Because what he's doing is positioning himself as a candidate of let's have a society. Let's have a civilization. And again, I've articulated that I think Trump's a con artist, and I've articulated it on platforms much bigger than this. And I think I probably nailed Trump and what he is more than most people talking about him, the ones that he keeps up at night, seeming never to have They call him an orange man. Their whole contribution.
And they had that clip. I gotta get out of here.
They've been running for the last 2 years. No, I think I've done a pretty accurate appraisal on who Donald Trump is. Having obviously never met him, and not really one that many people that are really close to him. But knowing that, if he positions himself successfully as a candidate of listen, there are problems, but we want to live in a civil society, there's a very good chance he wins. And by the way, he has no problem with using authoritarianism. We know that. So I'm not saying that he's going to be correct when he says I'm the candidate of civilization. I'm saying it will look that way. And it's really created
Who in the fuck?
I don't understand why the media and powerful institutions across the country think that anything good or productive will come out of random violence and chaos that will reign. Thinking that something will emerge from that.
Well, I didn't mean to do that.
Governing philosophy that can be implemented is crazy. No one believes that. They just believe that they don't want to lose their job, that they don't want to lose money, that they don't want to be called a racist, and not to believe. But no, I don't believe that many people truly believe that you're going to draw a line from what we're seeing right now, which is random acts of violence perpetrated against innocent people in the name of something that you expect will be better, in the name of justice. Or people wearing shirts on Instagram, revolution shirts. You cut it out. What revolution has merch? Dummies. What revolution has fucking merch? Is this a merch job?
No!
And I had to talk about it a little bit. I had to talk about how we got here. And I'm not gonna do a PSA and tell you to vote. It's not my job. Okay? It's not my job. And there's a lot of people who think very little of you out there. That's why they have to tell you to have a voting plan. Have a plan. They think that because voting sucks. It's annoying. It's harder than it should be. I said that. But my job is to tell you to vote. That's not my job. And that's where
damn it.
came from. And the idea that I had to just vent a little bit, and then it went in directions I didn't expect it to go. And, if anyone said this, my mother is schizophrenic. It's very possible that I, too, am suffering from some form of undiagnosed mental illness.